we're going into these people's lives, going into the house. There's a lot of good, thoughtful design that way. Marty Supreme is just like a freaking fireball. I have to watch it again to like really think about the directing because I couldn't think about anything. I was just so overstimulated. I was like, this is crazy. This is so much. But yeah, that was
movie, though.
That was a great movie. It was intense. But yeah, I would go with Anderson, especially because, like I said, I'm watching some of his other movies and I'm just like, yeah,
you can see the improvement.
He has grown so much, and so I would be like, there's a huge difference between what he used to do and now, or at least in the ones that I have seen. And so I'm like, this is award worthy.
Last one.
All right, Best Picture. So our nominees are The Secret Agent, Train Dreams, Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Sentimental Value, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, Sinners, and One Battle.
It'll be One Battle.
Think it'll do it?
I liked F1 enough, but yeah, in comparison, I don't think it does as much as One Battle does. Marty Supreme would be close second. Frankenstein shouldn't be up there.
Not at all. Boo. All right.
I read this comment recently. It was a friend of mine, and I actually recently went up and talked to her. I was like, I just saw your like 3-paragraph long sentence you put on. It was on the Frankenstein video, but she was like, I had just gone and watched Nosferatu and then watched our video on it and then saw Frankenstein and then watched our video on it. And she left a comment on the Frankenstein video. She was like, that was the worst take I could possibly think of for Frankenstein. She's like, I used to teach that too. And I was like, when I watched it, I was like, how'd you miss it that bad? She's like, I just didn't like any of it. I was like, yeah, I could forgive up to a point, and then it ended. And that ending just was like, just cut any interest I might have grown over the movie. That ending alone makes it just get out of this category. You do not belong there.
So I take it when we narrow it down to our 5 favorites of the year, you want Frankenstein?
Out, dude. No.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I think I'd accept anything other than that one. That was one of the worst.
I'm going to replace it right now. We're putting Smash Machine in there. Like, look, Smash Machine isn't that great of a movie, but it's better than Frankenstein. Adapted screenplay.
I thought we could do Weapons.
Oh, it's not in.
It's not for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Because actually,
it is a great movie.
I feel like most of the films I liked got Best Picture nominations. Weapons was the only one.
I forgot about that one.
And I liked Avatar. Sorry. I'm not going to fight for that. I get it.
We should do some of those schlockish franchises and break them down. That'd be fun.
Okay. So speaking of, we got to eliminate 5 because this is just too ridiculous.
Yeah, because it has 10 now, right? Instead of 5, like all the other categories. And so it makes the pool a little too diluted.
Yeah.
It's hard to parse through 10. So last year we did this. We cut them down, just shaved off 5 of them, cut it down to 5. And then we did an honorable replacement. So we're going to do the same thing this year. You already heard my replacement, so.
So yeah, Frankenstein gone. So I'll cut one.
You're out.
I'm cutting Sentimental Value. Sorry, that was just a slog. That was boring. You could have been so much more interesting.
Get
Back
kicked.
to you.
You're booted.
What do you want cut?
Yeah, I'd certainly cut Frankenstein. It would be.
Well, yeah, but I'm throwing it back to you. I just cut one. You cut one. So cut it on.
Oh, cutting down to 5. That's right. Okay,
yeah.
So, well.
You got 2 easy picks with Train Dreams and Secret Agent.
Well, I've not seen them. That's not fair. But whatever. Yeah, I just got both of those too. Then out.
Okay. So then what we're left with is One Battle, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, F1, and Begonia.
I'd probably throw Begonia amongst those. I think it's the weakest.
As much as I enjoyed that film, I'll live with it not being up for Best Picture. Yeah, I don't think that's the category that it has to have.
No.
It needs the Jesse Plemons. It needs the adapted screenplay. Those are the strengths.
Who else would you get rid of then? I just got rid of 2, I guess.
So we still have One Battle, Sinners, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, F1.
I would choose F1 over Sinners.
Do we want to cut one to make room for Weapons, or are we good with it as is?
I'd choose Weapons over Sinners.
You choose Weapons over Sinners? I don't think I cut that.
It's not that I want to cut it, I think, but
I guess I would be more comfortable with it being cut for Weapons than I would be.
I wouldn't cut it for Smashing Machine.
No. Well, the reason I say that is it's still an original story and an original idea.
Yeah.
And I do like that a lot. But Weapons has that too.
It does. Yeah. And I think, well, I don't know for Weapons necessarily, but for Sinners, it has a richer history to it. It's very inspired by a bunch of different things. Whereas Weapons has a couple, I suppose, but they're pretty vague.
Yeah.
A lot more overt with Sinners.
I would have put it in for like screenplay for sure. I'm sorry, I missed there.
Which one?
Weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for Best Picture, I don't know that I would really lose any sleep over that. I think we keep them. I think we keep One Battle, Marty Supreme, Hamnet for sure, because we loved all those. And then if you just keep Sinners and F1, we're kind of good to go. If you really want a replacement, I do think it would be weapons, and then I would cut F1. I think at that point, but I wouldn't feel good about it because I do like F1.
Sinners is certainly richer than F1. I will give it that.
Yeah.
F1 is just kind of a straightforward entertainment film. Sinners got a little more depth to it for sure.
At least what I could say about Sinners. Well, I mean, because F1 does have like interesting themes as well. But like at least what I can say for Sinners is that if you go watch it, you're kind of getting like sent back into a time and a place.
Yeah.
And I do feel like
you
they
said, it's a buffet.
Well.
Like you got all these different things that you might like, that you might connect with, and you can just pick whatever you want and connect with it, and then you can ignore the rest if you don't want it.
Yeah, I'd feel a lot better putting a movie up. Even if I didn't like it, I can still be like, I can see, and I do have the backing of like the public because it made tons of money. Everybody's talking about this movie that loved it. So I'm like, look, the public loved it. I feel a little more responsible to put it forward. Even though I didn't connect with it, that doesn't mean like I don't see where the connector points are. It's different with like sentimental value because I'm like, you're going to have to explain to me what you got out of this because I didn't. It's like, this is like me doing the work of the movie for it.
Right.
Whereas like at least with Sinners, it's like, I don't have to do that much work. I just have to make choices about what's important.
And some of my, it's not dislike, it's more of like frustration was that I had some preconceived notions that probably affected that a little bit too. But they were lines that he kept putting in there that I thought would have been more effective if they had been connected, and he didn't, and he did it intentionally. And I was like, why? Why would you not connect them? If you're going to put them in the same movie, connect the lines. I don't understand why you would do that.
Yeah.
So my frustration comes from that, but I do agree that there is a richer, I don't know, art to it than something like F1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just kind of a thematic like richness to it. And like even though like the cinematography, even though I would vote for one battle, it would be kind of, it's kind of begrudging. I actually like all the cinematography noms, even, well, no, actually not Frankenstein. I was about to give it a pass. And then I was like, wait a minute. I wanted Begonia.
Weakest choice is, so terrible.
Okay, so here's the thing. That's my prediction, right? Is that one battle comes away with like, what is that? Adapted screenplay, picture, director, Sean Penn, Tana Taylor, editing, cinematography. That's 7. So that is kind of like, that's your solid, that's Everything Everywhere at Once score, that's Oppenheimer score. In the modern era, 7 wins for like a big movie that the Academy really loves. That's what it gets. A couple acting wins in there. So I've done the math down. The tricky part is this going to be just a whacked out year where Sinners overperforms? And it's like, it's hard to argue because like, it's just like, I can't go to that Sinners prediction because for me, it's just like one battle is unstoppable. So if you had Sinners versus like Oppenheimer, what would happen? Oh, okay. Like a lot of people are saying like, what if Everything Everywhere was against Oppenheimer? And it's like easy, Oppenheimer wins. It destroys it. There's no competition whatsoever.
Right.
And it's like on some level you could be like, well, that's ridiculous. Like they both had the same like score at the end. And it's like, yeah, but like
not against each other.
Yeah, and it's like when you look at like the Everything Everywhere year, it's like what else were they going to go with? And people act like, you know, oh, it was going to go with, gosh, I don't even remember the nominees that year. But a lot of them were like Steven Spielberg's The Fabelmans, I think, was one. And it's like, that's a great movie, but it's like, that's like such a personal, intimate story. That's not like mass appeals type stuff.
Sure.
There's Top Gun Maverick, great movie, but like popular movie, not something that wins that Best Picture slot. So like, it does make sense on some level how Everything Everywhere could kind of like find that niche, but I just don't know how Sinners is going to find that niche. I do think my predictions are wrong, though. I don't see that a 16 nominations film walking away with no acting awards. That seems crazy. So I guess it could be Michael B. Jordan for Best Actor, but that just seems like weird. I have so many issues with that performance. It's nothing against him. He's a fine actor.
Yeah.
But he's playing like 5 people, and he gets like 5 minutes to develop each one. He plays a 20s gangster, then a more angry 20s gangster, then a vampire, then a vampire hunter, then finally he gets to do that sad dramatic thing at the end.
Oh, I see.
Where he like, so maybe that's the skill, is that he does all of those things. Maybe that's why it's like a great performance.
Sure.
But for me, I'm just like, huh? Like, I'm following Timothée Chalamet through this like tumultuous thing, and he's this most horrible person ever. But I'm still kind of hoping he wins just because everybody else is an a-hole.
Because he's still an underdog to some level.
Yeah, and I'm just like, how does he manage to make me care about his plight, even when he's such a little just... So I just feel like there's something more to that. But to be fair, I also would have to watch like Ethan Hawke's Blue Moon
That's
throw
fair.
that in there. So I don't know. That could be the upset. Amy Madigan could pull ahead. I think that's unlikely for Weapons. It's a horror picture. Sorry, you would need a screenplay or a makeup nom. Not gonna happen. Wound Me from Sinners. That one, I think Taylor is like the most in jeopardy. It's either her or Chalamet. One of them is wrong.
Oh, gotcha. In your prediction.
In my predictions, because Wound Me Musaki has a better shot. She won BAFTA. That's helpful. Madigan wins SAG, but SAG they pick like Johnny Depp for Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, you're never gonna win an Oscar for that performance. It's great, like I support it, but let's just be real here. With Taylor though, it's like she doesn't have a lot of acting experience, and Wound Me does. She has a longer history of acting, so I feel like that might be more appreciated. And Taylor's like a pop star. I don't think they like pop stars.
She's a pop star?
I think.
Oh.
She has a background in music.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know anything about her.
I don't either, but this is kind of like this is like one performance. So she's not Mahershala Ali or Anthony Hopkins in the same way. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong about that.
All right.
I just had to say that so that way if I am wrong, you could be like, hey, he was wrong. But he knew he was wrong.
There you go. We've covered all of our bases, I guess. All right.
All that said, what's your number one movie of the year? Your vote for Best Picture, I guess. Or did you already say that?
I mean, of the stuff, One Battle After Another was probably the most impactful.